It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 243 to be exact. What's going on? It's your boy Lydell Dinero back in the building, ready to provide some brilliant feedback on a brilliant movie that was just released. MCU, we back. Phase 5, I was a little shaky, but we back now. We'll get into all that and some NBA playoff updates, of course. I got some shit to talk. You know, you see the shirt that I'm wearing. You see what I'm rocking right now. You know how I'm feeling. You should have, if you watched the game yesterday, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. So if you've seen that first Nuggets game, you already know what I'm about to get into. But before any of that, you already know what I'm here to do. How y'all feeling today? Y'all doing good? Y'all doing well? How's the mental health? Hope everybody is, in the right headspace. If you're not, let's take a breathing exercise together, you know what I'm saying? In, out, in, and out. You know what I'm saying? We here together, man. We here to relax, talk about some stuff, some basketball, and the Thunderbolts, man. Where my cinephiles at? You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. Please, guys, look it up. Look up the definition. I ain't trying to be weird out here. Everybody that loves going to the movies are back. We talked about Sinners last week. We got Thunderbolts this week. We got plenty more stuff coming as well. So I'm really excited to talk about plenty of movies that are coming out, review those with y'all. But today, let's get right to the point. So first and foremost, hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome to episode 243, season 3 of Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly. Let's get right into it. So NBA playoffs. We are here now. The first round's over. I could harp on how the Nuggets beat the Clippers in 7 games. I could talk about how the Warriors beat the Houston Rockets in 7 games, but I'm not gonna harp on old stuff. I could talk about how the Knicks beat the Pistons in 5. I could talk about how Memphis got swept. I could talk about all that stuff. I could talk about how I'm sweating right now. I'm sorry, viewers, man. These new lights and setup and stuff, I got to figure out a way not to sweat as much as I do, because boy, oh boy. Anyways, I could talk about the first round, but I'm not going to get into it, to save us some time and so we can get to the review a little bit faster. Let's talk about this second round. The second round of the playoffs is starting. The semifinals is here. In the West, we have OKC versus the Nuggets, my Nuggets. I'll talk about them in a second. Then we have the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Golden State Warriors. On the East, we have the Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers, which is actually a crazy ass series, to be honest, because we thought this year was the Cavaliers' year. And after the first 2 games of that series, the Indiana Pacers stole both games from the Cavaliers at home. Donovan Mitchell. Has been kind of weird for the Cavaliers, I will not lie, just because Darius Garland hasn't played the first 2 games. You would think after hustling and becoming the first seed, working so hard to get that first seed and solidify it and have your full team ready to go against anybody that, may fare in the East, whether it be the Celtics, whether it be the Knicks, whoever. It's like, oh, we thought we made it to the playoffs, we made it to the promised land, it's time to go. But it looks like Darius Garland has something going on. I think it might be his foot. Or something like that, and he's not able to play, and he hasn't played the first 2 games. And Lord to behold, they need him. Pacers have stole both games. They just won today. Halliburton, they were down 1. I think it was like 120 to 119, or actually it was 120 to. I think it was 117 to 120. They fouled Halliburton. Halliburton went to the line, was shooting free throws, made one, missed one, but got the rebound on the second free throw, pulled it back out to the 3, hit the 3, and won the game at the buzzer. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm sweating like it's probably gonna happen. And hit the game winner at the buzzer. Halliburton, I don't know, man. This series he's been talking this shit. First round beating Giannis and his dad getting into that little spat with Giannis. And then he was talking shit about Dame Lillard, they're going back and forth the whole series, and everybody called him overrated. So seeing him doing what he's doing this series, and after coming off the Eastern Conference Finals last year, so him kind of solidifying himself as a player that's not overrated. He was on the Olympic team, he's trying to get that respect throughout the league, and he's earning it, man. He is earning it. He's going to ruin the Cavaliers season. I don't know what kind of odds everybody has out there for the Cavaliers, but if they can come back down 2-0, going to Indiana, they got at least still one in Indiana, man, because you played all that the whole season long to get home court advantage. You lost it already. It's gone. So we'll see what happens with them. New York and the Celtics, they played game one of the semis already, and the Celtics were playing around, playing with their food, man. They're up 20 at one point, and the Knicks came back. Jalen Brunson stole game one in Boston. So you never know what's going to happen in these last couple of series. I didn't even notice all the teams that are in the semis except for the Warriors. Take out the Warriors and put in Dallas. It was the same teams that made the second round last year. So a bunch of unfinished business all the way around. Shit's nuts. Let's see. The Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing their first round series right now. Steph Curry actually just hurt his hamstring strain, so he's going to be out the rest of the game. But Minnesota's up losing by 13 at home to the Warriors at halftime. So the Warriors seem to be handling their own without Steph Curry, but we're going to see what the series has to fare in this game anyways, has to fare without Steph Curry. See if Jimmy Butler can take the reins, become that primary scorer. Him and Draymond can hold it down from a leadership standpoint, be the Bash Brothers, to the, Warriors Golden Ducks, you know what I'm saying? And Golden Ducks, Mighty Ducks, and see what they can do, man. Hold it down, keep playing defense. Anthony Edwards is playing terrible right now. Maybe it was a lot of, too much rest coming off that series against the Lakers, beating them 4-1. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting, these playoffs, man, because all the unexpected has been happening. All the underdogs, all the lower seeds have been winning. They've been winning on the opponent's home courts. So it's been kind of crazy, and that leads us to the OKC and the Nuggets game. I don't know, man. The experience and the grittiness of the Nuggets is showing. I don't care what nobody fucking says. Excuse my language, aka you can bleep that if you want to. But everybody thinks just because OKC was the number one seed, they had the number one team, the deepest team, defensive team, offensive team, sweeps the Memphis Grizzlies, and everybody's scared of them. Me personally, I thought our bigs, us having Jokic and going into this matchup, I thought us having Jokic was a big advantage. Teams that have big and good bigs, the size of Jokic that could cause him a little harm and stop him from scoring like Zubac did, I thought we would have trouble with. But Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, they're not able to keep Jokic at bay. Hartenstein used to play for the Nuggets, so we already know they used to play against each other in practice, so I'm sure Jokic knows a lot about how Hartenstein plays. And then you have Chet Holmgren, who's only second year in the league, probably weighs a buck 25 as a 7-footer. So Jokic can just push him around. Him and Hartenstein had 4 or 5 fouls each towards the end of the game, towards the fourth quarter. Shea was doing his thing, but without Jalen Williams able to score and help carry the load, I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think the OKC is that tough of a team to play against. I could be talking shit because, spoiler alert, Denver stole game one at the buzzer. Aaron Gordon with the 3 heard around the world. But I don't know, man. After Shy, I don't know if Jalen has it. He went 5 for 20. He's supposed to be the second best scorer on the team. Made an all-star team this year. So we were just seeing, the world is waiting to see what OKC has, especially in times of adversity, and seeing if Shy, when times where he wasn't playing well, if Jalen could pick up the slack, and he wasn't able to. Chet freezing at the free throw line, missing 2 crucial free throws that they needed to make to solidify the game. Them playing the foul game way too early. Shy going for the layup hella fast when he was wide open, trying to get the points instead of wasting a little more time. It was a master class of experience versus unexperienced. I mean, OKC was good last year. They made the second round and lost to the Timberwolves, or was it Dallas? Either way, it was another team that had veterans that were able to, do what they needed to do to dissect the OKC team. Me personally, I'm one of those people of the belief that OKC is still one of those young teams trying to figure it out. Though they were doing great during the regular season, they were one of those teams that were in prove-it mode the whole regular season. Not really one of those teams that were conserving energy, that was making sure nobody got hurt, making business decisions throughout the ups and downs of the season. Their team was just good all the time. Though they didn't have Chet, majority of the season. Everybody else, their team has been so stacked from trades and things that they've been doing throughout the seasons that they can be good without a Chet. I feel like they were even good without Shy playing sometimes because they were so deep. But when it comes to playoff talent, when the cream of the crop has to, the cream has to rise to the top on your team to perform in the playoffs. If you have a bunch of young players that are good but not experienced or proven, when that moment comes, what are they gonna do? You see what happened with Chet. You saw what happened with Shy. I want to stay still. Shy making that layup, actually dunking the ball. It was like 10 seconds left or something like that. Maybe like 11 seconds left, and he dunks the ball and barely takes any time off the clock. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then the coach fouling way too early. Fouling, or what did he do? He called a timeout to get Jokic back in the game after we had no timeout to get him back in the game when they were playing the foul game. It was just really mismanaged from a coach that people are saying is the coach of the year. Their GM won GM of the year. But we're gonna see, man. I can't put it all the stakes and call us like, oh yeah, we're gonna win the series just off of one game. But I don't know, just winning the game, us being a 10.5 point underdog, us playing well under adversity and doing well, even though Michael Porter Jr. is hurt with a shoulder injury. Jamal Murray and Jokic had a great game, 42, 22, and 6. I was gonna say he didn't even play that well. That was game 7 of the last series, but this game he played phenomenal. Aaron Gordon making the buzzer beater, dunking on people. His 3-point shot, his percentage going from like around 29% last year to him being injured at the beginning of this year. And while he was off, you can tell he was in the gym working on that shot because he's up around 40% now. Just throughout the playoffs and towards the end of the season, he just got so good at his 3-point shot. So I commend him for that. 2 buzzer beaters in the playoffs. One in the against the Clippers, I think it was game 6 or game 5, and then this game against OKC. So I think the team is battle ready, battle tested. We won a championship. People think we played against bad teams to win and en route to the championship. People are going to hate. People have been hating the whole time ever since last year when we lost to Minnesota in game 7. We're up by 20. We got to eat that. We had to sit there and think about that. Coaches getting fired, facing a lot of adversity, and people that were speaking up for us and helping us get to the national spotlight has jumped off the ship. Bill Simmons, Kevin Wildes. You're letting people like Jason McIntyre and Nick Wright just tear our team apart, talk about shit about Westbrook, basically kick us when we're down. They're those people that were fans of teams of the Lakers and other teams that are jealous of the upstart and are happy to see us downfall and not repeat and not be in the championship contention based on some of the some of the rumors and the stuff being said about our team when ultimately they don't know nothing. A lot of people are casuals when it comes to the Nuggets. You can tell about the media coverage. After we won in game 7 the way we did by 33 points, we were winning by 33 points throughout the whole game, but they talked so much about how bad James Harden was and how he's bad at game 7s. Barely gave the Nuggets any credit at all for being or playing well. You know what I'm saying? It gets exhausting after a while, but you know what I'm saying? All you can really do is put your head down and try to reach that ultimate goal, and that's winning the championship. So that's what we're going to try to do. Nobody expects us to do anything. Everybody thinks it's the Jokic and the Pips. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking without Jokic, we ain't shit. Without the Jokic, we would be a G League team. There's no respect anywhere put on our names. And they put respect on people like Isaiah Joe and Carson Wallace, Cason Wallace, and Rui Hachimura. But bruh, if you looked at our team and some of the players we have and the depth that we have, and no, it may not go more than like 6, 7 players, but the talent that we do have in those 6, 7 players outweigh the talent of people may have 12, 11, 13 players deep. Our top talent is way better than that total talent. And you can see that when they put people's second units in and our second unit or first units are in with those second units are able to make up, cut leads down or maintain leads or playoff ready, battle tested. And that's all I gotta say. But we're up 1-0 against OKC. The Warriors are playing right now, first game of the semis against Minnesota. They're winning by 13 at half. Again, the Cavs blew 2 games at home against Indiana. They're losing 2-0 as the 1 seed. And then the Celtics are looking to bounce back at home against the Knicks tomorrow. They're down 0-1 again. Topsy-turvy, crazy playoffs so far. These games have been crazy. People thought because the Lakers were out, if the Warriors lose, if the big brand teams are out, nobody's gonna watch the playoffs. I beg to differ. Shit has been crazy. Shit has been nutty, nuts. But yeah, Tell me how you guys feel about the playoffs. Give me a little type down low down below. Maybe we can discuss a little bit. Maybe we got to discuss some hate that y'all got for the Nuggets too. You know what I'm saying? I know the Lakers fans out there hating. I know. I know the Suns fans out there hating. I know the Philly fans out there hating. I know. I know, but it's okay, man. We just play humble basketball. We play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Fundamentals, fast breaks. You know what I'm saying? Make the right play. We may not be the flashiest team, but we out here making plays and doing what it do. You feel me? But anyways, let's get to what y'all came for, man. I just want to throw that sports stuff in here just so I can let you guys know I'm still with the shits. And for my people that come to check out what's going on in sports, yeah, that's what's happening right now. WNBA preseason starting. Get ready for that because I am going to be talking about WNBA a lot more this season when we get to that sports stuff. But let's talk about what we came here for. I'm not going to hold you guys too long today. We're going to have, we're going to talk, but we're going to keep it a little short for y'all. Let's talk about the Thunderbolts, man. Thunderbolts in theaters now. Marvel's new movie, new installation, last movie of Phase 5. Spoiler alert. Let me just give you guys a little, aka if you can put spoiler alert up there. I don't know if you can or not, but we're going to talk about Thunderbolts. If you guys don't want to talk about it, hey, I love y'all. Thank you guys for clicking play to check in on some sports. But for the rest of the pod, it's pretty much going to be Thunderbolts review. So hope you guys are ready for that. Hope you guys are in for that. Again, it's spoiler alert, full movie spoiler alert, the Lydell Dinero way. So if you guys aren't here for that, hit that like on the way out. But love y'all still. Thunderbolts, man, or as they're calling it now, the new Avengerz, was a good movie. It was a good movie. I'm not going to cape. I'm not going to be the guy. I do apologize. And I don't want you guys to think that I am saying I didn't like it by saying this. Not the best movie of Phase 5, bro. Me personally, I did like Deadpool and Wolverine better. You know what I mean? But it is a good close second in Phase 5. But it was a good movie. A lot of people's critiques on a lot of these movies that have been coming out in Phase 5, you can tell reshoots have been happening, especially with Captain America Brave New World. The strikes affected a lot of the stuff. The scripts aren't cohesive. You can tell that they're not like filmed at a set. It's a lot of CGI going on. Takes the viewer out of it. It's been everywhere. We haven't really known where we were going. No real direction in the MCU. You guys heard me talk about it a lot. Phase 5 have been crazy, especially with the TV shows. The movies have been mid. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we building towards something? Are we getting towards Secret Wars, Doomsday? You got to take us there. And all that shit's going to be in Phase 6. So how are we moving past the Kang stuff? How are we getting to where we need to go? And this movie kind of did that. It did that. Everything else in Phase 5 was like, what the fuck? Marvel's like, what's going on? We're just bouncing everywhere. You threw the X-Men in that at the end in the end credit, but we didn't know what the fuck was going on. But this movie did a good job of having a cohesive movie, having us learn about characters. It gave Suicide Squad vibes for sure. It gave ensemble cast to have to do a task, a little bit of comedy, a lot of action. I liked it, man. The characters, we had Yelena's back. We had Yelena, Florence Pugh. We had John Walker, Wyatt Russell. Bucky, of course, with Sebastian Stan. We had Alexei, the Red Guardian, David Harbour. Who else do we have? We had Ghost. Her name was Hannah Kamen. Everybody's back, you know what I'm saying? You saw everybody from the promos, so you know exactly who I'm talking about when I say their names. I think they did a good job, though they showed a lot of the movie in the previews, so I was going into it like, what are we actually going to see that's new? Is there going to be cameos, Easter eggs dropped to get us in the mood, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming off of Sinners, I was coming in expecting some greatness because Sinners cinematically and story-wise was amazing. Saw it twice. So I'm coming in here spoiled from that. So I'm coming into Thunderbolts thinking they're about to set some shit up. We're about to get some new shit. They're going to take our gripes and our complaints from the old shit and just make it something new, make that connective tissue ready, make us feel safe to say the MCU is back. Again, I don't want to preface that by saying all that and make you think it was a bad movie. But it was good. It was good. seeing the group back together. It was a really big movie about mental health and depression and self-value, and I respect that a lot. I do preach that a lot when I come in here on the podcast. Of course, I start at the beginning of the pod talking about how y'all feeling. Want everybody to be good mentally before we get into any of the mundane, not mundane, but the little things and, pop culture stuff that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of life. We want you to feel right first, feel good, feel good mentally, feel right being here before we get into talk about the kerfuffle of the pop culture week. But this movie did a good job of that. It started with Florence Pugh, Yelena, just kind of dealing with, the death of her sister, not really being connected to her dad, just not having anyone, just being a mercenary for hire, and just going throughout life, just feeling empty. Her being kidnapped to turn into a child soldier as a child, having to kill her friend as her first mission, set up a little girl and have her killed in the woods. That's haunted her for her whole life, and her growing up to not really be fulfilled or have family or have the sense of belonging. You know what they do to the Scarlet Witches before they, set them out to do missions? They make it so they can't have children. So that kind of also separates yourself from, can't really reproduce. So that makes you feel alone as well. So she's in a dark spot. We kind of start off with her just kind of, doing missions for what's her name? I forgot about Valentina. What's her name? Valentina Allegra del Smegra. I got her name in here because her name was, oh yeah, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Julia Louis Dreyfus. She got 3 names in real life too. Yeah, her character was epic. Being Amanda Waller of the MCU. Her calling Yelena as she was doing missions for, Yelena wanted to get out, kind of like, be fulfilled and kind of just go do something else. She wants to become Avenger deep down. She wants that uh sense of accomplishment, being needed, being wanted, being a part of a team. She was thinking about joining the Avengers, but this Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, she was the one behind setting up what's his name, General Thunderbolt, to become the Red Hulk and freak out at his. Sorry about that technical difficulty, guys. Yeah, we had a little problem here. You know what I'm saying? Shit always goes wrong when I be trying to record. But yeah, she set up her General Thunderbolt, President Thunderbolt, to get set up at that press conference and go all out. Again, I think she is trying to make her way into being president. But once she saw that the Century Project was survived and Bob was actually the perfect super soldier that got all the powers, she used her manipulation powers to get him to come in. Bob actually befriended all the super soldiers. U.S. Agent Yelena, Ghost, Bucky. Well, not yet Bucky, but the other guys. He befriended all of them, and in order for them to get out of the bunker and get away from Valentina trying to kill them, Bob sacrificed himself. But after him getting lit up by the guards and him not dying, they realized that the super serum worked, and they should use him to control him to make her own personal Superman, personal Avenger, somebody that's stronger than all the Avengers rolled into one that can do her bidding, and she can basically run the government and not have to be elected president. She could take it by force. I feel like that's what her ultimate goal was. But I think they did a good job of showing Yelena try to befriend Bob before she knew actually who she was or who he was. Showing a side that when we see Bob's backstory, it wasn't all peaches and cream, you know what I mean? He was abused. His mother was abused. He tried to stand up for his mother, and his dad used to beat him up for trying to stand up for his mother, and then his mother would try to make fun of him because basically telling him that he was making it worse, making the beatings worse for trying to stand up for her when she knows that he can't really do anything about it anyways. So she rather him not even try to stand up for her. And that, with him growing up and him doing a bunch of drugs, you know what I'm saying, he's in his life, he was just trying to find somebody who cared, somebody to be with. Not as far as relationship wise, marrying, but just somebody that cared about him. Because even when he was little, his mom and dad didn't care nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? They would just beat him, and he had a tough life. And we saw that And once he did become a superhero, people always say, like, when you get superpowers, you don't really change. You just become more of who you are with powers. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Bob, you know what I'm saying, when they gave him the super soldier serum, not only did he get all these powers, but they unlocked a side that you guys know if you've seen the comics, Void, who basically was uncontrollable. It was like another side to Bob in the Sentry. You know, the Sentry had all these powers, was this mighty Homelander type of figure, but when Void would take over, we saw what the Void did. He can just, you know, evaporate people. I mean, I don't know if he kills everybody, because we saw kind of in the movie his power wasn't really killing people. It was more so sending them to a void, sending them to their past memories, stuff they feel guilty about, and trapping them in that area, I guess, forever. But the foreshadowing, we saw those two little motherfucking shadows in the lab when Yelena was there. I was like, damn, look, somebody got dusted over there. And when he was seeing them dust everybody and the whole Manhattan and New York get taken over in the cloud, we kind of figured that they were dying. But as we saw, once everybody else jumped into the void to go try to save Bob and go to try to save Yelena, that you basically just have to conquer your fears and some of your past guilts, and you can actually escape the void. I mean, I guess you can't escape the void unless you get Bob to, you know, get control of his body back from the void, who is taking over his body as the Sentry, who makes him all powerful. So without convincing Bob to be strong, to believe in himself, to accept their love as friends, did he be able to take over Void and kind of get his powers back and just break, you know, bring everybody back from the Void eventually, and just become a good guy at the end. You know what I mean? That's my only thing. It was written great. It showcased the characters a lot. Bucky, his comeback, we saw him in Brave New World. We've been seeing him in every phase of the MCU. He's actually been the only one of the people in the MCU that's been in every phase and has been a constant since. But seeing him do his Avenger type of thing, you know, like stop RVs, you know, knock cars with his arm, and actually showcase that he's actually a super soldier. That, you know what I'm saying? A movie without actual superheroes and everybody's punch and kick and shoot person, kind of juxtaposing how strong regular people are and super soldiers are. You kind of forget these people are all super soldiers and can lift hella more than their body weight, can, you know, do superhero things, though they look like humans. So when you saw them saving people in Manhattan, when shit was falling all around them, when Void was fucking shit up, seeing them get their superhero moments was super rewarding. And, you know, people that are really just known for killing people and doing bad things, being able to be looked at as heroes. It was interesting to me as well, as when Yelena and Alexei were just standing in the middle of town having this deep ass conversation, and people were just walking by and didn't give a fuck about nothing. It's like, nah, they're superheroes. Famous Avengers sitting here talking. Nah, we don't give a fuck about that conversation. We're gonna keep going and minding our business. I guess that's how it is in the big city. Yeah. Alexi, of course, was super funny. David Harbour doing his thing all over the world. Him and Pedro Pascal, I think, are just fucking killing it in the acting world right now, getting all the roles, knowing where their bread is buttered and doing their shit, man. Stranger Things, David Harbour just going ham. But he's funny. Seeing him be in the kind of silly super soldier who got the the bunk Russian super soldier serum, when he was asking Bucky, what kind of soldier serum did you get? He's like, I got the Hydra kind. He was like, I got the low grade Russian one. But yeah, it was dope. It was dope, man. Also, spoiler alert for the end credit scene, man. People were really hyping it up. I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was the best thing in the world, especially since it kind of just ruined Fantastic Four. If you stayed for the end credit scene, I mean, this was one of the longest end credit scenes that they've had in the MCU. They just kind of explained how the Thunderbolts actually became the new Avengers toward the end of the movie. Bob and Sentry, they don't really fuck with nothing though, because if they use his powers as Sentry, that means Void is able to come out and take over at any time. So Bob just kind of sits around. But Yelena, John Walker, Ghost, Alexi, and Bucky all form the new Avengers. Although they are beefing with Sam Wilson and the other Avengers, because you saw after Brave New World, Sam Wilson was tasked with getting the new Avengers together. Personally, I think his team is going to be Shang-Chi, Wong, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, maybe Spider-Man, which I think is a pretty good team to be a new Avenger, as opposed to, you know, just a bunch of super soldiers. I don't know why they would just consider them to be the new Avengers anyway. Maybe it was just because Valentina was about to get caught at the end, and she kind of just had that impromptu press conference ready to anoint them as the new Avengers, but that was behind Sam Wilson and the actual government's back, and they already had the new Avengers in line. That's why you saw when they had the new suits on, they were getting sued. They're middle of getting sued for the name. I guess Bucky and Sam Wilson are beefing again. But that's going to be interesting to see. But again, the end credit scene, seeing the Fantastic Four rocket ship break the atmosphere and come into the 616 kind of foreshadows that their world is going to get eaten up by Galactus. So that's kind of fucked up. You kind of ruined that for everybody. But, you know, hopefully we can still see Fantastic Four and watch it and still feel like the stakes are high enough for us to be hella interested. I'm really hoping that they didn't ruin it, and just, you know, I'm hoping they got a lot in store for us for Fantastic Four. But again, Thunderbolts was a good warm up for that. Again, it was a cohesive story that dealt with mental health, depression, made all the super soldiers that we've seen scattered along Phase 5 come full circle, and kind of let us know who we're going to be seeing in Phase 6 and who the new Avengers team is going to be. Yelena actually gets to fulfill that void of, no pun intended, well, I guess the pun was intended when she said it in the movie, but the void of not being fulfilled and her being able to be an Avenger and get all the fulfillment she can ask for. It's pretty cool. The suit, Bucky's new Avenger suit, was pretty tight. I'm interested to see what's going to happen next, man. Doomsday is going to be interesting. Let's see what the Fantastic Four do. Again, of course, their world's obviously going to be destroyed. It's going to be the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and what's left of the Avengers versus, you know, Tony Stark and Doctor Doom. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how that kind of ties into Secret Wars. And there's going to be a lot going on, man. I'm going to be out there in Comic-Con in July, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more clues to what's going on. MCU is back, man. This one I would give... I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Again, coming off of Sinners, seeing all the shit and the cinematically and the story and the deepness, the depth, everything about Sinners, giving that a 9. And after seeing it a second time, almost a 9.5. I'm gonna give this a solid 8. You know what I'm saying? A good jump back into the MCU, a good way to get us caring about these characters before we get to see what happens in Fantastic Four and Doomsday. We don't know who's gonna die, who they're gonna kill off. So, you know, I'm happy to see characters we care about again, and not characters that they're giving us just to feed our fancy while they try to put some shit together and figure out what they're gonna do with Jonathan Majors. But the reboot, you know, from last year's Comic-Con and the announcement of Robert Downey Jr. has been doing good so far, and they've been taking the right steps to getting Phase 6 going and doing what they're supposed to do. Again, I do feel like Deadpool and Wolverine was better just for the nostalgia of Gambit, Blade being in there, the Rated R, the X-Men dabbling, and us getting kind of another foot forward towards Phase 6 and giving the hint of the X-Men actually going to be in the MCU. The Thunderbolts giving us new Avengers and confirming that the Fantastic Four is going to be connected and coming to the 616. It's all connective tissue. I can see where we're going, but you better do it before Superman comes out and Supergirl comes out, because you don't want to lose our interest, man. I keep saying that. I keep threatening like I'm going to go somewhere for real, but I know I'm not. But hey, for real, check it out. Continue to be great. This is a good starting point. You kind of are spoiling a little bit of it after week 1 by changing the title to New Avengers so soon. At least give it a week and a half of Thunderbolts before you change it to New Avengers, because that's also giving away something that's going to happen at the end. You know what I'm saying? I know you're ready to get the big shit popping and let everybody know that you guys are really about your shit, but if you're moving too fast and letting people know shit that's going to happen before it happens, you're going to... I mean, you're gonna get us in the theater regardless, but I just kind of feel like you're jumping the horse a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Is that the right term to use there? But yeah, Last of Us still popping right now as well, man. Basically, sorry. Go see Thunderbolts if you haven't seen it. It's good in theaters now. Again, don't let the hype of what everybody's saying online make you disappointed, because again, people are trying to say it's the best movie of Phase 5. MCU is back. This is the best movie since Endgame. It's not that. It's a good movie, but it's not the best movie since Endgame. I'm telling you that right now. It was a fun watch, good laughs, a good confirmation that the characters that are left in the MCU we still are gonna love. Though we can't get Tom Holland in none of these Avengers movies or nothing like that, there still are characters for us to love, but I do wonder why characters in the MCU would still even live in New York at this point. New York is getting fucked up every 2 days, but again, it's all coming into view, and I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, that's a good close, but spoiler alert, done. Last of Us, man, I'm trying to stay with you guys. I really like season 1. Season 2 is getting really, really into the game lore, and it's becoming more so of a game show, not game show, but like a show that's doing a lot of game service. And after Pedro Pascal and Joel died, man, they're trying to keep everybody grasping into the show. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to stay with you guys, but the last 2 episodes been kind of fillery. After the second episode of the season, you guys are just kind of that and Andor, man. You guys are losing me. I was really excited for season 2 of Andor and season 2 of Last of Us, but I can't keep waiting all the way to Sunday to be like, fuck it, this is it. But yeah, that's out right now too. HBO Max, if you don't got to check that out too. And I am sad to say, man, Righteous Gemstones this season. What was this season, dog? I don't want to sound like a party pooper towards the end of the pod and just shit on a bunch of shit, but Righteous Gemstones, bro, what happened this season, dog? But anyways, sorry about that. Technical difficulties happened this time again in the pod. A little bit of NBA. Basically, I just wanted to give you guys a Thunderbolts review. Go check it out if you haven't seen it now. Again, a lot of the characters are good. The movie's good. Script is good. Really cohesive. Set. You can tell they were on a set and they weren't just all in front of CGI green screens. Check it out and let me know how you guys feel. Leave comments at the bottom. Please let me know what's going on. But now we're at the end of the podcast where I like to let them know where you can find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for anything Best of Bias, of course, it's on Instagram, Best of Bias Podcast, TikTok, Best of Bias Podcast, and of course, on the YouTube where you're probably watching now. Hopefully I can get this audio version together too, but this pod always wants to fuck me up, man. I'm trying to be great. But yeah, shout out to all the basketball teams out there. Warriors is winning by 20 right now without Steph, which is kind of crazy. Playoffs this year, huh? Am I right? You know what I'm saying? Hit me up if you need some merch. If you're going to be at DreamCon out in Houston at the end of the month, I will be there. I will see you there. Let's link up. Let's talk. Let's rub shoulders and talk business. You feel me? July, I will be in Comic-Con in San Diego, so another chance to link up with the Best of Bias podcast. I'll be there taking notes, rubbing shoulders again, seeing who is out there, trying to get some announcements for you guys, some on-the-ground coverage. Hopefully I get a lot of coverage at DreamCon, let you guys know what I'm all about. And actually, Deshaun's bringing his camera, so we get some coverage there. Again, if you want to be on the pod, we always have room. Every week, it's me ranting about shit, but if you want to be on the pod and rant with me, and maybe not just AKA, if you want to be a new guest, come on, you feel me? Come on now. Got plenty of time, plenty of vibes. Everybody wants to meet you, and listener, family members, thank you for clicking play, because I like to say you can be anywhere in the world, listen to any pod in the world, but you click and play on mine. On the way out, like, subscribe, tell a friend about us, hit the bell so you don't miss any new podcasts, and thank AKA on the way out. Visit his Instagram as well. Let him know you like the videos, you like what you're seeing. He puts a lot of hard work in when he's in between work and stuff like that, and I appreciate everything he does. So without further ado, where that theme song at is right here. Thank you guys. It's the Best of Bias podcast. And sorry for the technical difficulty. I don't know why that shit always happens. But love y'all and have a good one. It's the Best of Bias, episode 243, y'all. It's the Best of Bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the Best of Bias. The Best of Bias. Yeah.